You've probably noticed some of the safety equipment around your RV, such as smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and propane detectors. But did you know that they actually have an expiration date? Hi everyone, I'm Chris, certified RV technician for Camper Care. Today we're going to be replacing the wildly expired CO and LP detector along with the smoke alarm in our RV. Let's get started. So before we get started with the installation of the carbon monoxide and propane detector, we need to make sure that all of the power is turned off to the RV. So that's why it is so dark in here. It's because I've turned off the main battery and put the RV into storage mode. I have also checked to make sure that there is no current running through any of the cables, so I'm not cutting into a live wire. But that's all we needed to do to get started, so let's get into it. So for this part, we're going to be replacing the carbon monoxide and propane sensor. We're replacing this because the original one is expired. They expire about once every 5 years. So we're going to put a different one in because this one is no longer made. So I'm going to start just by removing the fascia piece, which I did previously. Then removing the 4 screws, which hold it in place. I'm going to gently pull the whole thing forward and expose the 3 wires. Now I'm going to grab our new one. I'm going to undo the wires as they're wrapped right around there. So you can see the date on this is November 20th, 2014. And these are meant to be replaced about, like I said, once every 5 years. So 5 years from that date would put it at 2019, and this is 2025. So on the new one, you can see the manufacturing date of February 21st, 2025. So this is a very good thing to do. They were nice enough to strip the wires already. I shut off the coach and killed the coach battery as well. They used butt connector styles, which is perfectly fine. Stripping back the wires. I'm using the number 18 gauge stripper on there, so I'm not removing any of the striated strands in there. I always like to twist them together, so we've got a little bit more of a solid connection. Same thing goes with this side. I'm going to be using a butt connector today because they used this cap butt connector on it, and I just like how low profile they are. So since the wire gauge on this is so small, I like to double it up for a better connection inside my butt connector. So I fold it over on itself and then gently pinch it down so it's flush. Then line everything up next to each other. Then inside each butt connector, there's a seam. And it's really good to know where that seam is at so you don't crush on that exact part of the seam. So I like to line the seam up on the opposite side of my little crusher deal here. And I slide one end of the wire in and then crush it down. I then like to pull to make sure that I'm not pulling it free. Make sure that I've got a good connection. Okay, that's one side of the connections made. Now I cut specifically on this side so I could compare which ones were connected to which wire. So the white wire goes to the black wire, and I'm just going to match that up on this side. Good tight connection. Crush it down real nice. Double check. And we're good and connected. Now, since this has a different housing on it, I'm going to need to align this so it covers up the old screw holes and place it in place. And I'll do that after I put some electrical tape on these connections. I always like to go over my connections with electrical tape. There we are. Now, I am going to put some new screws there, which are really dinky. Those should work just fine. Make sure I'm nice and aligned. Nice and snug. You don't want to over tighten these. Again, double check that I'm nice and aligned throughout. Feed my wires back through into the void space. Place my arm into the little holder. Fasten down these two screws. And there you have it. A newly installed propane and CO alarm. So now all we need to do is turn power back on and test it, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so you can see the light blinking, so we do have power to it, and now we're just going to test it. And sure enough, it's working great. Perfect. The next piece which we need to replace is going to be the smoke detector. The same thing is true for smoke detectors as it is for the propane and CO monitor. They need to be replaced about once every 5 years. So let's get to it. So when we received this RV, new to us but used, the RV did not have a smoke alarm installed in it. I'm not entirely sure why, but we had the two mounting screws just sort of hanging out in space. So I'm starting by removing those two screws so I can put the mounting bracket up there. I just basically feed the two original screws up through where the mounting plate is, and then pop it in. After that, it's as easy as putting in the 9-volt battery and then gently twisting the new smoke alarm into place. Now all we have to do is test it, and it seems to be working great. So there you have it. We just replaced the 2 outdated pieces that are safety pieces of equipment on this RV. When it comes to electrical and wiring, if you're not comfortable doing any of these repairs yourself, there's absolutely no problem in having either an RV service center or a certified RV technician do the work for you. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking to deal with wires, but as long as you have all of the power disconnected from it, it's really not that big of a deal. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And as always, if you would like to, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one.